everybody. Welcome to another day at fmtraining.tv. I'm here with the wonderful Nick Hunter. Nick is a fantastic senior engineer who has been with us for many, many years and has a pretty much ongoing different series of really cool live streams on a variety of topics, basically about making FileMaker go as far and as fast as FileMaker possibly can. So today we're finishing up a mini-series with Nick about custom functions. Thursday will be about optimization stuff with Hansa, which is always super cool. Friday will be a FileMaker MBS plugin and more fidgets. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Nick is starting his new series where he pretty much talks about basically exploring functions in FileMaker. FileMaker has a lot of functions, and having Nick walk us through them will be really entertaining. With that being said, I think I'm going to hold it over to Nick so we can just get started. Nick, what are we doing today?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Bob. Thank you for the introduction. So today we do the third day and the last day of the custom function, right? So, but it can be an open conversation about many things because, we are going to continue the custom function. And if people have questions about the custom function and if they have some things they want to know, or things they want me to do, or something like this, so we can do it. And so that will be the third day of the custom function. So next week we have another series that will be interesting, right? So I'm going to walk, like I said yesterday, I'm going to walk through all the function we have in FileMaker, all the relevant functions. There's some function that I never use and I don't even know what they're for. All those accounting stuff, and I never use that, so I'm not. So I'm going to do that for the function, and then we're going to do that for the script steps, and then we're going to do that for many things in FileMaker. At one point, I want to come back and to the relationship, right, and do some big course about relationship, but starting slow and then ending to the most complicated part of it, the most advanced things that we can do with the function, with the relationship, right? So I want to explore slice of FileMaker like this, areas of FileMaker, that we can do. And I have plenty of other things that I want to talk about. How to build search things, and because there's things that I'm building for my customers, and they are interesting. So something I'm building right now that can be interesting is when you have multiple servers, right? So it's a situation that I'm in. I have multiple servers across the United States, and we want people to log in. And depending on, I want them to log in one place, in one file. They log in there, and then they go to the file on the server they need to go. Okay, so something like this is not that easy to do, and so even me, I'm struggling there. Okay, so it's because it's complicated when you have a lot of servers like this. It's not that easy. So log in, and then you go to the server that where you need to go, right? So it's interesting, and it's cool. That would be a cool stuff to demonstrate, and I have plenty of stuff to demonstrate. So this year, this 2024, I'm covered with topics, so that would be good. So let me share my screen like this. So custom function. Okay, so yesterday, so we we saw one very cool that where you can just prevent characters to be typed, right? So we left over there yesterday. So do we have any question from yesterday, or question that people have now we can answer?
No, I think we're good. We think we got all the questions yesterday, so you are golden.
Okay, cool. So custom functions. Yes. So yesterday we saw that we cannot rename a function, right? You saw that, right? So when you rename a function, you're going to break all your calculation using that custom function, right? So you cannot do that. You cannot rename a function. You cannot change a parameter. right? You can change the name of a parameter. That you can, okay? So if you change this, let's take this one, the get month, okay? You can change the name of a parameter, right? You can do that. Oh yeah, no. Okay, so a parameter cannot be something that is a reserved name, right? So number. So I can do this. Okay, so I can change this, and that won't the specified parameter cannot be. Oh yeah, sorry. So you can do that, right? And it won't break the function, right? So it won't break it. An existing function, right? So here I have it, for example. Oh yeah, but let me do something else first. So if you use the function, right? Let's do get terms month. Okay, so I put 10, okay, or I put 200. Okay, if I change the parameter name, so I go there, right? And I change the parameter, I say, and I put back the number of days, right? That won't break it. That won't break it. Still work. Why? It's because you didn't change the nature of the function, right? It's still the same name, and here you have the parameter. If you call it again, it will say this, but it's not breaking. If you change the name of a parameter, if you add a parameter or if you remove a parameter, that breaks it. Okay. So if I remove this, that will be broken. If I add another one, right? And I say plus this, right? If I change this, that breaks it. Okay. If I add one, that breaks it. If I remove one, that breaks it. If I change the name, that breaks it. Okay. So that is important to know, right? So also what I told you those days is if you use a custom function within a custom function, right? That is not something you should do. You know, adding a custom function within a custom function because you never know. You know, when you want to transfer that custom function to another file, or if you want to give that custom function to somebody, or if you want somebody to use that custom function, they might not know, or you might not remember that you need those two functions to be there, right? Correct. So because you know you need to make sure that you have always the two together. So the best is to, if you need a custom function to use another custom function, you need to integrate the content, the calculation of the second custom function inside one. So you need to make one of both, right? Because I know by experience that that was a problem, right? When you were doing this, right? So yesterday, 2 days ago, we work about this total, this total thing here, and I implement that yesterday in a file of a customer, right? And I thought it would be interesting to know how I implemented this, because here the problem is the total here, it won't be the same. We need one place where you have all your totals, right? So it might be it's a little bit off topic of the custom function, but since we brought that up, I thought it would be interesting for you to see how I do that, right? So do you want to see that? So if you want to see how to integrate there something that makes the total easy and not slow.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So what you need to do when you want to, and that in general, let's say is valid for total of containers, or is valid for total of different status, right? You have many statuses and you want the total of statuses or any type of total like this. The best way is to do this. You build a table, right? You build a table like this, right? And you put your calculation here, like I wonder this, and the total size, container size. So let's put this first, okay? So you want the total container size, right? So you need this, right? And but I need the calculation here. Total. Which one I need here? That the converted. So you want this, but you don't want this summary. You want this to be a number. So you have this and this, right? So this is the number, the total container size. You want that the number, not a what's the name? Not a summary. We don't need that, and you need the converted one. Okay, so you need two. So let's say I want the total of all my containers. Okay, so for that, the total here, you need. This is where you have the containers. Okay. So what you need, it's so let's say we have, because here is missing an ID. So whatever, we don't need that. So let's say I want the whatever fields with this, and you do a Cartesian link. So what a Cartesian link is like, it's a permanent link between two tables. Okay, so that means all the records will be available to me, whatever matching fields. Okay, it's a permanent link. You have all the contents, right? All the contents. So that's what you do that. So you have a Cartesian link. That means now, if I go to my total here, and if I use that link, right? Here, if I use this, I can do this, a list of my containers, right? So I have all the records available to me, okay? All the records available. So now that I have this, it's easy to me to get the total of the container, because the total of the container, for each container, I have its size. This is the size of each container for each record, right? That the container, the file size of the container. So here, it's easy to me to have a trigger field, right? I have a trigger field, and here I say, let the trigger field, it's the trigger, right? And then I want the sum of all the size of my containers, right? So I have one record here. I don't need more, one record. Like this. Like this. Yeah, this anyway, I'm going to blank it. So if I do this, right, I have the total. And now I can fix this calculation using the custom function, right? And if I do this, boom, this is my total. So now you remember we have Marge, we have a webinar about the triggers, the trigger field.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe we can give that.
I'll
Right.
find it. Yeah.
Okay. So here now, in my relationship, so this is my total here. Okay. But I need also a link to that table from here. Also a Cartesian link, right? So I have a link from this table to the total, and from the total to the other table, okay? So I have two words like this, two separated words. So it's better to do that way. I could use one, but I prefer to have two for many reasons. I'm going to explain you later. So now, right, let's say you want to update this, right? You want to update this. So you want to know, right, here in the total, you want this. So let's remove this. So this is here. You want the total of all your files, right? But all of them, right? So what you do, if you add a new container, so let's open the container here. Maybe I have some here. Do I have a big one here? Yeah, I have a big one here. Okay. So let's say now you want to easily update the total, right? So when you go there, right? So we need a trigger, right? On object save, and that is update total. It's update container total. Okay. And what this script do is set a field in the total table, right? And I'm setting this field with a trigger, okay? With the timestamp, right? And I'm attaching this here in the container on object save and this. So what's the difference between those object save? So why not on validate and not on modify? And as modify, it will trigger each time you do a modification on the field, but sometimes it's too much to do that. I want only when a change is validated. Okay, so it went saved. So the script will run after changing to the selected active object are validated and saved, right? Validated and saved. The modify, each time you do something at that field, boom, right? It will trigger. And on the validation is not enough. It's not enough because you want the script to run when everything okay. When the validation is when if you put an invalid file inside the container or something like this, right? You want the thing to be you want the script to be triggered. But here is not enough. This is too much. It happened too early, right? It will happen too early. This is not exactly when I want that to happen, and I want that to happen when it's validated and saved, right? And they could have said modified, validated, and saved. That's what they should have said, because when you click out, when you commit, when you click outside a field, when you go to another field, is doing this, and this, pretty much. Okay. So now that I have this, I can see the door here. I can just do this. And it didn't do it. Okay. Why? Because the drag and drop is, I think we do drag and drop. We need to modify. Haha. It make me lie. Yeah. Okay. The container is special. It need to be unmodified because the drag and drop. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember. Sorry for that. So the drag and drop, it happened. Okay. So it's a good example. Then I can explain to you. This happened after the drag and drop. So it's too late. It won't trigger it because the drag and drop, it's a very bizarre state. Okay, the drag and drop like this. It's not like typing, right? The drag and drop is the way FileMaker implemented that. Unfortunately, this and this won't work because of the drag and drop. So if I do modify, now it will work. So, and it doesn't, okay. It likes to make me lie. It should work. Let me see. The drag and drop is, yeah, so, oh, yeah, so, yeah, it works, but why is that 230? Hold on a second. Yeah, I put myself in trouble. So why is not working? Yeah, it should say this. Okay. The drag and drop is a very complicated way to do that. So it should, when I do that, it should. Yeah, that's why I think it's better because I don't remember because on my client, I have a UI. I have a UI to do this. Okay. I have a UI to do this. So I drag and drop, but not like this. Not that basic. I have a UI to cover all my stuff, but here I need to deal with this. Let's see if I'm putting this in there on record commits, which is where I think I should put that. So let's add a new record here and drag this. Neither. The drag and drop is very, very special. Because you see, you don't have is not even committing the record, right? Let me see how I can build this. On modified, it does a job, but I think I need to commit the record to make sure that it's going to do that. So new, yeah, it's on commit. Okay, so when you click here, you have a new and you drag. Now it comes, right? So let's do it with a script debugger. When you modify, it validates this. So it commits the record. So I get this validated, the conversion validated, and then boom. Okay, so let's repeat everything. It's on object modify. I'm wondering if on object save is working. Let's try. No, it's on modify because the drag and drop is it's a weird state in between two. It's a very strange way, the way FileMaker implemented this. Okay, it's not even triggering the commits, right? So it's very bizarre. Okay, the drag and drop. So because normally when you insert the picture or insert the file, you have a commit integrated that we don't have on the drag and drop stuff. Okay? So it needs to be on object modify if you want to do this. Okay. Again, typically I build a UI that do that, right? To make sure. So when I click here, I'm adding, boom, and you add this. So this 8.4 megabyte is available, right, to all those records because it's the total of all the container I have here. Correct? All the containers that I have here. So what's the advantage of this? You have one record, right? So you have one record, and this is where you store your total, right? You understand? So the advantage of this, right, is that you can do. So do we have any question about this? Sorry about the confusion. I forgot about the drag and drop stuff. So it's on modify. The drag and drop is on modify always.
Yeah. I don't see any questions. I will.
Okay.
Yeah. YouTube and Discord and Twitch are pretty quiet. Discord is asking about utility type functions at some point, but not any questions about this specifically.
Okay. Utility type function.
Yes.
So let me finish this a little bit. Okay. So let me finish this. So about a custom function that is useful. I want the extension of that file. Okay. I want the file extension. So I want the file extension of this. So, right, I have a function for that. Extension, get file extension, right? And I'm going to do this, get file extension to the container. So that will give me the extension. File extension, wait, okay. Right? I have the extension, .pdf, okay? We can remove the dot if you want, So we can have what's the name? Here in the function, I want the dots, okay? I want the dots, so I'm starting with the dot and I'm including the dots inside, right? It's okay. It's a .pdf, .excel, okay? So I have a PDF extension here. So let's see. Let's do, let's reset all the extension here. PDF. Okay, right? So I have a PDF here. So I can add the same document here again. And I don't know if I have another type of documents. Yeah, I have an XLS here. Okay. I have an XLX6. Let's put another one. XLS, right? So I have XLX. Let's say now I want to use my total table, correct? But I want now to be more accurate. So I want to know how many files I have on XLS and how many files I have on PDF. Okay. So I have extension. I have a field with extension now, right? And I want, I want to do that, right? So now here, I'm putting dot XLS X. Sorry. Modify. I need to put the extension. Okay. So here, I'm putting dot XLSX and dot PDF. So I have two, right? I have two extensions, correct? So now I'm going to improve this calculation here, right? And I'm going to change this. It's no longer what's the name? Cartesian, right? But it's an equal extension with file extension, right? Change. So now, if I do this, this is what I have. I have a total per extension, per type of documents. So it's 35.29 and 9.19, right? Correct? Okay. So now I want to have the total of the total, right? I want the total of this. So I still want the total here that is no longer happening, right? So I have two ways to do that. And the best way, the simple way, is to add, right, in this field, right, in this field here for this one, you add all your extension. So in that case, it's XLSX and dot PDF. So now I have this here. This. It should, yeah, let's do it again, replace. Why said this? It should be, I should have all of them. Let me see what the calculation I put here. The number, the sum of container data size. That weird. And this one, I should have, if I do a list of containers, you have all of them. So if I have a list of the file size, I have all of them. And what the sum is not doing the results. That's weird. I should have this plus this. Or maybe I did a XLX6 PDF, yeah. Weird. It's not doing the total. But anyway, so this is one way, but it's okay. So that's what I want to show you. So what type of function you want to see? What do you mean by utility?
Larry, would you like to expound what you mean by utility functions?
I have one that, to get the volume, because sometimes you want to know the volume of the,
His definition of utility functions are functions that you use in every file.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. So what I'm using is the get volume, right? I'm using this to know the name of the volume of the of the path, because we have the gets, we have many paths like this, right? But desktop documents, FileMaker path, file path, but I want to know the volume name, not the path, not this, pretty much what I want to extract this, right? I want to extract this from the name of the volume from the path, right? Most of the time, what I want to do this, substitute from this. I want to search the get volume name and replace by nothing. I want this. I want the slash user. I don't want the, I don't want the name of the volume. I want just this, right? So this is how you do, you put whatever type path you want, and you want to remove the Macintosh HD and blah, 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 right? You want to remove the name of the volume. This is what I'm using all the time. Another one that I'm using all the time is the prefix, the file prefix. FileMaker, FileWin. So when you use on scripts, you want to insert a file, right? Here. You need to know FileMaker, FileWin, right? You need to know this, correct? So, but it's FileMaker, FileWin, but you need to know if it's a Mac or if it's a Windows. You need to know that, okay? So I have a custom function that tells me this, okay? File prefix. Very simple. Platform 1, FileMaker. Platform -2, FileWin. Otherwise, it's file. Because you have, in this here, you have this, or this, okay? The relative path. So if it doesn't know which machine you are using this, okay? So I have this get, because sometimes, let's say you want to export this, right? You want to export this on your drive somewhere, okay? You want to save this. So you have so let's remove this. Save documents, okay? So you set a variable and you call that path. And here, not this here. Oh, let me move this over. And what you want to know, so what the path should be. The file prefix, right? The file prefix and %, wherever you want to go. So you can have multiple ways to do that, right? So you can do, for example, get desktop path. And you say get container attributes, right? On the container, and you want the file name. So this will give you this. Right? It builds automatically where you want to save. Otherwise, so this will go to the desktop, right? But if you want something more accurate, I mean, choose where you want to go, where you want to save. You have the get folder path script step, right? You create a variable that you call directory, right? Right? Here you put if get last error, you alt. I'll show you why. Then you do this and you say, yes, I don't want this. I want the directory. I want whatever this will return, right? So I'm directory, okay, right? So here, it's asking me to select a location. So let's say I want that location, selecting this. So now I have a directory. I have this. This is the location I selected, right? Then I continue, and then, oh, I need to add a pause here. So tick, tick. So I'm selecting this. And now the path is the file prefix plus whatever directory return the name of the file, right? And if you want to go further, so what? Why this? Because if I run this script and I say cancel, oh yeah, I need to set error capture. Okay. So if I want to run that script, I run this, but I cancel, use a cancel, I want that to stop, right? But you need the error capture because otherwise FileMaker could say, oh, So you put this, and if this returns something, an error, then you want to alt it to cancel it. So now I want to do something else, right? Not only I want to choose where I want to save the documents, but I want to name it. I want to rename it. Save and rename it. Correct? So I say show dialog, save documents, right? I specify an input field, but it's not a field. It's a variable I name file name, right? And here I say, okay, file name, right? And I have two buttons here, save and cancel. And here I said, if the default button is 2, so get last message choice equal 2, right? So if the button I clicked is the button number 2, I want to alt it. That means I want to cancel it. And here you remember I used a variable, file name, right? So, and then this is why you need the extension. Because here now, I don't want this anymore, right? I don't want this anymore. I want the file name. I want my file name, And I need the file extension because I just want to rename the file, but I don't want to change the extension, correct? We correct here, right? So file prefix, directory, file name, and you want this. So let's play it. I have my custom function, my dialog here, right? But if I press cancel, it goes away, right? So first, I name the file, but I want here by default to have the name of the current name of the file. That's what I don't want blank. I don't want blank. Okay. So that's why you need to make sure you do the right thing, right? So I don't want the blank. So remember, I'm using that variable here, right? So I never did that, so I'm improvising. I bet if I do this, if I set the variable, I never did that. I don't know if it works. But I bet that if I'm setting the variable, oh yeah, see? So let's do it again. The dialog, I'm going to generate a variable name, file name. Okay. But if I set that variable before with the name of the file of the container, of the document, the container, it will show up in the dialog, right? Demonstration, right? But it comes with the extension. So we have a problem because I don't need the extension, right? I don't need the extension. So let's say I want the file name without the extension, right? So how we can do that? So let's build a custom function for that. I don't have it. So custom function. So pretty much it's the same. So what we need to do, it's like the get extension, but it's reversed, right? It's like this one, but it's reversed. So let's duplicate this. Get file name. Okay? Name of the function. I'm still positioning myself to the dot. I need to search the dots. The dot in the file name, right? But I need everything before the dots, right? Because I cannot rely on 3 characters at the end. 3, 4, because sometimes you have 3, sometimes you have 4, sometimes, So pretty much it's the same of this, right? But what do I do? So I'm extracting. So what this do? It goes, it searches the dots, right? I'm counting how many dots you have because sometimes you can have nick.hunter.xlx6. You can have this. You can have multiple dots in the name, and only the last dots and the letters after that is the extension. So I'm counting how many occurrences I have, and I start with this. And you know what I'm doing right now? So okay. Let's do something. Let's play a little bit. Okay. If I'm going to check if you're good. I have this, right? But I have everything, right? I have this. And I have this. What should I do? I just want this. What should I do?
And any answers, anybody?
Okay, I'll show you.
Oh, substitute.
Yeah. Substitute stars text. Oh, sorry. I need to do this. I need this. Getting this, and I'm putting this here. Extension equal this. And now I can say this text, I'm searching for the extension and I'm doing this. I have both. I had the text complete. I had, look, I have this, and I have this. I'm selecting this, and I say, okay, search for this in here and remove it. So now I have my new custom function, brand new, fresh, out of from the oven, right? So I can copy this, go there, get file name, right? Paste this and this. I want this, right? File name. So now I can use that custom function here. And instead of doing this, right, I said get file name out of this. And what do I have now? I have the file name, right? So if I take, I'm going here, I'm running the scripts. I have another file name. So I can say this is a test, correct? And if I save it, it asks me where, select, and now I have this. Oh, crap. So when that happened, this is what I'm doing. I mean, if I validate this, it stops the script. So you edit the script with the stencil here, you copy this, and the script is running. You copy the content of this, and you paste in the data viewer. This is what I have. File, Mac, Macintosh HD, blah, 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 where I selected, and this is a test.pdf. So let's do a save now. Let's complete that script, and let's save it, you know? So field content, target field, and the output is the path because I can use a variable. Here, the path, this, correct? It will save it. So let's run that script again. So let's open that folder. Then I can show you the content of the folder. Okay, so click here, click here, click here, click here. This is a second test. Save. Where here, path, export, here. Right? So this is how you do when you rename it. You have questions?
Can do it with the substitute dot with carriage return and list.
And list. Yeah, I don't understand that. I can't. The substitute.
He mentioned it was a technique that you used.
Yeah, you can use the substitute. Oh, this carriage return. Yeah. Why you want to use this? Because it's a unique name. You know, it's one value. You know, it's one value. It's a field name. It's a file name, right? So it's one value, so don't really name. So, but here, so I wouldn't have implemented that way. So this is why, if you have some time, I can show you how I will implement that, because this is poor implementation. Why? Because it asks you for the name. You can go there and do this, right? You can do that. I have no way to prevent this to happen, right? I have no way to prevent that to happen. And save. And now if I do this, right, I will save it twice with, I will have this xlx.pdf, right? So you need to be smart here. But I don't have time. It's 5 a.m. It's 5 p.m. So it's 2 p.m. for your time. So what we can do to prevent this, right, is again, thanks to the custom function, right? The file path, this file name here, this file name, I will have say like this: set variable. So look this, the same name, but I will use the get file name against this again. So, and that will work. So picture this. Picture this. I'm setting file name, the variable file name, with whatever I want to be. The custom function is, the custom dialog is going to reset that same variable with whatever I'm typing in the field. When I validate this, it will recreate another file name variable with whatever in the current variable, and it will remove the extension. So look this. This great demo, by the way. Showing the dialog, I do the mistake. I don't know, I'm a dump. This is a test 3 dot xlsx. For example, I don't know, I'm a dub. I put my extension. Okay. I save it. So now file name is this. I validate this, and then I'm going to reset that same variable with the content of the current variable right now and remove that freaking that xlsx. I remove it. I don't need it because I want the real extension of the file. I don't want somebody comes and be smart and put the JPEG extension when it's obviously a PDF, right? So thanks to that custom function, you can reuse the same custom function on top of the name, and you remove if somebody made a mistake, right? Then you select where you want to go, and this will be saved. Here is the test3.pdf, right? So the custom functions are very cool because, you don't want to use, because here I'm using the custom function many times. I'm using here, right? I'm using here, right? So I want to make sure that, I don't use multiple. So you don't want to redo this calculation all the time. So you have a custom function for that. Okay. So now you have the get file name and the get extension. So I don't know which one I can use again. One that I use. So I have the same for image prefix, right? Because when you insert an image, no, in the when you insert a picture, it's image win and image mac. So I have the same custom function for file win, file mac, and image win, image mac, right? I have image and file prefix. Image prefix, file prefix, I have both. One that I'm using really a lot, right? Is the get week dates. That is cool too, but no, that's too specific. The time frame, yes. The range and the time frame that the most that I'm using. The range is from 10 to 50, right? So I'm creating a list of numbers like this, and the time frame is the start date. Like this, right? So I'm creating a list of dates like this, right? So this is, then I have another one, interesting one. Get weekdays, something like this, where get work days, I think is this one, yeah. Get work days. Yeah, it's count the number of days, right? But work days from that day is excluding the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, right? I'm excluding it. But what could be interesting is to see the evolution of our work as the FileMaker developer. That's interesting because I built this when I was at FileMaker in 2010. So I built this like 14 years ago, right? Oof, the time is flying. And this, now that I'm seeing this, right, it's a piece of junk because I will never do that. But why? Why? It's because I didn't have this. Because now, if I want to do this, I would have done this that way, right? So I would have done this that way. That way. It's the same, but much cleaner. So here, I can improve that custom function of mine, and I'm going to do that right away. This, it's a piece of junk I built when I didn't have the while function, right? So this is a retired. It's retired. This is the old one. I duplicate this, and I'm going to do this. And I'm pasting this. I'm pasting this calc. And I'm replacing this with this, and replacing this with this. Start date, due date, right? And this, it's a much more evolved custom function. So if I use this, oh yeah, I need to remove I need to remove the day. But here you can see, but at least, you have Thursday, Friday, see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday. There's no Saturday and Sunday. So I need to remove the day that was for the demo, right? but I can remove the day very easily. Date, and I remove this. Okay, so now I don't have the day. But there's no Sunday and Saturday and Sunday here for sure. Skip it, right? So this is how you do a custom function. Sometimes you have a calculation. So maybe I can do another one if you want. Yeah, we can do that. I want to do another custom function, right? But I want to do something like this, right? I want to be able to say, I want the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, I want to, so I can copy that calculation and put here custom function, duplicate this, duplicate, and this is get weekdays, right? I paste this, right? And I can do that quickly. So I can remove the day of name here. I can remove this. Okay. So day of weeks, repeating day of weeks. So this is more complicated than I was thinking. So I can do something like this. Days, I'm doing that to be fast. Okay. Pattern count day name, then get value repeating field. Okay. To be fast. So days, right? And yeah. Here, and here. Okay. So now let's say duplicate this and it's weekday. Okay. Weekdays. Get weekdays. Okay. So this is from this day to this date, and then I need another parameter, which is the list of month and two. And it's not working. List of month and two. Why is not working? Table is missing. Why? I have this first here, the second one here, and I have this. Let me see. I'm just playing, right? It's get days, the days, repeating days. So let me see here in my file how this is returning. Here, the selected days is month to, yeah. So it should be a list, by the way. Day of weeks. Okay, let's go. Let's see how this looks like. Yeah. Wed, month, free. So it should work. Because if I do a list like this, it should be the same. So week, date, get, and here, list of month. Oh, I know why. I'm so stupid sometimes. Okay. So I have only Mondays and Tuesdays, right? So you can from one date to a date. If you want to add Fridays, you have the Fridays. But you can also say this if you want, that works. You can put the name of the you have a list. If you want the Sundays, you want to add the Sundays, you can do this Sundays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see, so you remember my first custom function here, that was 15 years ago, 14 years ago, right? The get work days. So look the evolution, where the get work days retired. Get work days retired. I hope I didn't cross. Get work days retired here. Look this. How you want to end. I remember it took me 2 weeks to figure out this crap. Okay? Look this. Divide by 7 by 5 plus this minimum of 5. Look, and this is only to extract Saturday and Sunday, and no way is something like this, that you can extract whatever you want. So you see the evolution of when you use the right function, right? And now I have a custom function. So you see how the custom function, so that the day name. Oh, I cannot use this. Yeah, I remember. Day name. Name of days, right? And this is not right. Start date. It should be start date. This is an old style. It's start date and due date is like this. Camel case. Remember camel case? This was an old style that I have. So now I'm fixing it, right? So start date, due date, name of days, and then you have a nice custom function, right? And it's not breaking it because I'm renaming a parameter, and that's totally fine, right? Right. So, and you have the list, and you use the list, right? In order to say, okay, I want this one, this one, this one. If you want only one, let's say you want the Fridays. If you have only one, you can just put one Fridays. No, it doesn't. You want a list? Why? That's weird. It should have worked since I have only one. Oh yeah, So if you want only one, it's okay. I want the Fridays, right? So it's a very cute custom function that I just built for you, right? So any calculation you have, if the calculation is built in the right way, and that's why we use a lot of let statements in a calculation, right? Because without let statement, this is not possible, right? Like this work days here, okay, we have the while, so we need to build this. Let me fix this also. I don't like it. So start and end due date. It doesn't make any difference, right? It's just a style, but I want to make sure. So it looks great, right? So you have plenty of new custom function, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we got a ton of really good ones. Thank you very much, Nick. Seriously, this has been really awesome.
Okay. Sorry for the, sometimes I'm trying something. I don't even test, but then you have a container, you can rename it, you have plenty of stuff.
Yes, no, absolutely.
So you have a good return from your money.
Yes. Don't forget to send me the file.
No, I will. Yeah.
Everyone have a good one, and we will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
up here who maybe a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!